Tense talks at the White House producing no resolution on the status of semi-autonomous Danish territory, Greenland. Denmark warning that U.S. ambitions to take the territory remain intact. After that meeting at the White House failed to bridge fundamental differences between U.S., Danish and Greenland officials. There was, however, agreement to set up a high-level working group to discuss Washington's concerns and determine a way forward. The meeting was arranged after repeated assertions by the U.S. president of the need to take control of Greenland, including by force, if that should be necessary. Donald Trump has repeatedly claimed that acquiring the territory is a national security imperative, arguing that Denmark is unable to counter Russian and Chinese influence in the Arctic region. Our Danish and representatives from Greenland acknowledged U.S. concerns. They have firmly rejected the idea that Greenland should become American. Denmark, which is responsible for Greenland's foreign policy and defense, has previously warned that an attack on the territory effectively spells the end of NATO. Troops from several European NATO countries, including France, Germany, Norway and Sweden, will be deployed to Greenland this week. They will be participating in drills with Danish troops to boost security and assuage Mr. Trump's concerns. And we're joined by Ross Cullen. He's covering the story for CNA in the Greenland capital, Nuuk. Ross, that deployment by European NATO members, how would that ease Mr. Trump's concerns?
Well, let me say, Wei Su, that there is a Danish patrol ship just in the bay off to my left. We have seen soldiers in and around Nuuk in the last couple of days. Hercules airplanes arriving, military cargo transport planes arriving at Nuuk airport overnight. The French President Emmanuel Macron has just said in the last few minutes that France will be sending extra maritime land and air assets here to Greenland. There is already a mountain specialist patrol team used to dealing with high altitudes and low temperatures that is in place here already, and they'll be boosted by further French military advisors and armed forces personnel in the coming days. Norway are sending military advisors, so are Sweden and Germany, taking part in this European military mission, Arctic Endurance, which is not intended to be a challenge to the United States. It is meant to be a demonstration that there is a commitment to Greenland's security. Emmanuel Macron saying on Thursday that it is the responsibility of Europe to ensure there is security in this part of the high north. We do expect other military advisors and more military personnel to be coming here to Greenland in the coming days.
Ross, a great deal of attention where you would be looking at what was happening in the White House yesterday. And given that there has been no resolution, what's the mood like in Greenland?
Well, the people here in Greenland do broadly favour independence at some point. They are a self-governing territory within the Kingdom of Denmark at the moment. But polls regularly show that when the economy is able to withstand independence, they would like very much in order to proceed towards a full self-determination in the future. But for now, they are part of the Kingdom of Denmark, which is a NATO ally alongside the United States. So here there is a feeling of disappointment and sadness in the United States' position in recent days. There is uncertainty. We are seeing more military coming in. We are seeing the United States' assertions that they would like to take over Greenland continue. We are not seeing any backing down. We are seeing the United States president even mocking the defence of Greenland, is saying it's just a couple of dog sleds. There are, Wei Su, there are specific, very highly trained Danish military personnel that do carry out patrols using dog sleds in some parts of the territory, because there are no roads, there are no railways. The terrain is incredibly remote and varied. So that's what they use there. But there are also patrol boats. There are also aircraft. There are Danish personnel here anyway. It's not intended to be a challenge because, of course, the United States is much stronger militarily, but it's meant to be a demonstration to the people here in Nuuk, that Denmark is taking the security of Greenland seriously, and that European allies are also taking the security of this island seriously. But we know there are further talks to be had. The US is not letting up, and so there is still a real sense of concern here in Nuuk. Wei-Su.
Ross Cullen there covering the story for CNA in the Greenland capital of Nuuk.